to That Haunted Podcast, Episode 1. I'm your host, Shane, and I'm with my host, Alex. Say hi, Alex.
Hi, we're both hosting. It's S.A.W. Paranormal, basically. It's a podcast of S.A.W. Paranormal.
It's a podcast of S.A.W. Paranormal, Episode 1, the pilot.
But basically, it's not going to be like ghost hunting on our podcast, but this is kind of like us sharing our personality and whatnot. So, you guys can... This will be you guys getting to know us, so we'll be sharing, like, all kinds of stuff.
Everything. Yeah, you know, we take it seriously in front of the camera, but low down, we're just a bunch of little goofy goobers clowning around.
Yeah, I think this is important for us to just be who we are, like, off camera on this podcast. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whoever we are on camera is who we are off camera, and we kind of just want to show you guys, like, who we are outside of ghost hunting. So we'll be talking about investigations, of course, because that's what we do, but we're also going to be having, like, game nights, I think, and, like, fun little chit-chats. There are going to be some nights where we have guests, or other nights where
we're just talking.
Literally have topics.
Yeah, you know, if some drama happens,
paranormal
we're going to
drama.
talk about it. We're going to, what is it? Air out our laundry.
Mm-hmm. Q&As, all kinds of stuff, investigation breakdowns, anything you can think of, even if there's stuff we haven't mentioned and you thought of, you can always give us ideas too, because we're gonna be doing these, so we're gonna need quite a few ideas.
Yeah, we're gonna try and do them as we don't really have a schedule of how often, but we probably
once or twice a month if we can.
That's the plan.
For now, and then just see where that leads us. Because, this is kind of for fun. We're going with the flow. Because we are so tight scheduled and we take it so seriously with the paranormal that this is kind of just going to be a more chill.
Yeah, we've been on the grind, you know, pumping stuff out constantly. And this is more of a just laid back, easy thing to, you know, do. Easy thing to edit need be. Easy thing to upload for you guys to just, you know, listen to, whether you're at work or at home chilling. You know, you need some background noise to, you know, drown out the inner voices in your head telling you to do it. Just, you know, not like that, but, you know,
Whoa.
Like murder somebody.
That went dark.
This is the voice telling you to just not do it.
Cooper even was like, Dad, that was just so inappropriate. No.
I could have worded that whole lot better, but...
I was like, wait, what just happened?
It sounded fine until I spoke. You know, in my head, it sounded fine. It was the voices in my head. This is why we need a podcast.
This is why we need a podcast. We just gotta get it all out. And clearly Shane needs practice talking, because look what just happened there.
I'm just a little goofy gooper. So I apologize for that.
He's just being quirky. Like, that's just his quirky side coming out.
I'm just a quirky little dude. But, you know,
that's how he flirts with me sometimes, too.
Yeah, sometimes. But this is the first episode, Alex, you know? We're new to this. It's going to be weird maybe talking just to a mic.
Probably. Well, I think I'm used to talking to a live, so I'm probably a little bit more, but like I think this is going to help both of us really, because it is awkward just like having a mic in front of us. We're like looking at the mic.
I mean, I used to stream on Twitch all the time, and I would do this every day, talking to a camera, playing games, talking to a mic, but...
Just muscle memory.
Something about being live, like, you know, we're live on the Alex's TikTok for a little bit, give them a little taste, so it's probably why I'm a little more awkward than I would usually be, because there's people watching me.
Yeah.
But I'll get back into it.
But we wanted to say why we're kind of doing this, which we kind of hit on already, but we're doing this podcast because, like, you guys... very often we're only filming our investigation process and our evidence, and we're not really showing you guys who we are outside of that. And we're pretty fun people, honestly, like, and we have a good time for the most part. I mean, it can get a little chaotic as well, but like everyone that gets a peek into our lives, I mean, I think everyone I want to make emotional connections with our viewers. We're not just doing this for shits and giggles. It's not just a trend. And we love what we do, so I feel like showing people who we really are, you know what I mean, and showing them our genuine side and, like, our goofy side and maybe a little bit of the crazy side, too. You'll see it all.
And we're doing that through a podcast. We're adding another podcast to the world. But this is different because we're cool. We're hip. You know, we're with it. We have a lot to talk about, you know, behind the scenes conversations about investigations, stuff that, doesn't make the cut, stuff that, just paranormal stuff, literally anything.
It's gonna be informational, but it's also gonna be like, there's gonna be times where I'm sure you guys are literally pissing yourselves laughing at the dumb shit that we're saying and doing.
Like the thing I said earlier.
Right.
Like about that, which, again, I'm so sorry.
Like, I can guarantee we're gonna have drinking nights on here every once in a blue moon where it just gets a little wild. Eventually, we'd like to make it into a video podcast, but that's gonna be down the road because obviously we're just starting out. So it's gonna be audio, which is like Shane said, on Spotify, YouTube. It's going to be perfect for people just chilling, listening.
Yeah, driving to work, listening to me.
Which I'm probably going to have to get up to get us water in a couple minutes. Because I'm running low on my matcha.
Yeah.
Because I smoked beforehand, you guys. Okay? We're just going to be honest about that.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know this, Alex has a terrible crack addiction.
Don't say that. No.
That was a joke. She partakes in the marijuana.
The marijuana. Okay.
But we have a couple topics. They kind of go hand in hand with each other.
We do?
They kind of go hand in, yeah.
I thought we only had one topic.
Well, so.
Excuse me.
If you guys didn't know, we posted a video in season 2 about Rolling Hills. And, it wasn't that great of a video. I will say it's probably our worst video in terms of, footage. And a lot of that footage was gone, and it really sucked because, in my opinion, Alex is probably different. In my opinion, it was probably one of the coolest investigations that I've been on. A lot of stuff happened.
Yeah, I didn't get that much there. I truly didn't. The spirits really, I think a lot happened to them, so they're a little more hesitant to communicate to even a psychic medium. I will say, I know Shane had a lot of experiences there, and did I sit in the wheelchair and did I get moved slightly? Yes. I didn't have the experience that Shane did. To be honest with you, when we all went there, I really didn't have many, and I can't remember offhand what I did experience because, like, when I channel, I kind of am foggy. So I really couldn't tell you, but I know I chaperoned, at one point I chaperoned his sister's field trip for her back to Rolling Hills, and when we had went, I remember going into Nurse Emma's room, and that's really the only place that we were getting a major hit in. We were not getting activity much in any other room. I think the one hallway, I started to get some things, but there were so many people there, it was hard to record EVPs, and I'm just gonna roll into it. I just am. And the owner at the end of, leading the high schoolers into this, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, my throat's bugging the crap out of me. After leading the high school, everyone gets like a 3 or 4 hour walkthrough. We're sitting down waiting for the bus to come back, and she's saying, oh, was anybody able to capture EVPs? And I was like, I tried to, and I think I kept catching some of the kids laughing here and there, so I was like, I think maybe it would have been better if this group were, like, alone, or, like, and she kind of snapped back and said, oh, I get EVPs all the time, I don't know what you're talking. She got really weird with me, and I was like, okay. But that just leads into the bigger topic, because I'm friends with a lot of people in the field on social media. I really don't know how I even came to that point where I just made these connections for us and made some friends, and through that, Shane and I have seen a lot of posts about the Rolling Hills Asylum recently.
Yeah.
And not good things. And not talking about the spirits or anything, not talking about the activity. Everyone says they experience a decent amount at the asylum, but
it's more so the ownership.
The ownership,
people don't agree with.
Oh my gosh, I felt so guilty because we went down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, we did. I was at work and I saw this post on Facebook by, I forget who but they mentioned it, and I was like, I'm gonna just read the
fellow
reviews.
Investigator.
Yeah. So while I was at work, supposed to be, doing job stuff, I was on my phone looking up reviews, and a lot of them were pretty negative towards the owner.
Just one in specific too,
Yeah.
about her being rude and not being very kind, changing up the rules for certain people, and I can attest to that because, like I was saying, she was very, very rude to me. There was even a time, if you want to tell, when you and Keontae, our former,
Oh yeah.
had tried to go
So
there.
me and Keontae, we planned. This is like, I think even before Saw was Saw.
Yeah, oh,
Just
yeah.
me and Keontae, because I got a bunch of ghost hunting equipment for my birthday from my old coworkers. But we planned on going, and yeah, I will admit we probably picked a bad time to go. It was in February, and February in Buffalo, New York is usually Antarctica at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But we plan on going. We put down, it was a lot of money, $500-$600, something like that for two people. And then she can't, or I don't know if it was her or someone else, because I know it's like two owners, but one of them canceled. They're like, hey, there's no heat in this building. It's too cold. You guys are going to die in there. You can either get a refund or reschedule. And I'm like, ooh, big F. I'll take my money back, please. And then after that, I got no response. And then
You never got them.
never got my refund, sadly, which was kind of annoying. $500-$600. No bueno.
Which is a lot of money for them to only allow you for a 4-hour investigation. Is that part of the topic too? The money thing with investigations, or is that another? And that leads into a whole nother thing, because for $500 or $600, you get 4 hours to investigate. But out of that 4 hours, an hour and a half is taken out of it just for them to show you around the building and tell you the history, even though there's plaques on the walls telling you the history.
Now that could be different if you've been there multiple times. You don't have to do it.
You could probably request to
but
not
still,
have it.
the fact that it took an hour of our investigation.
And it's not a small building.
No, yeah, I get it, but still, more time than if you're gonna take that long.
Exactly.
I get it's a big building. I understand. Okay, I get it.
So then you only have 2.5, 3 hours maybe to investigate this big building.
And if you're you're a big investigator, you make a lot of videos. You're bigger on YouTube. Takes time to do intros, B-roll, set up cameras. Let's be generous here, or not generous. Let's be conservative here and be like, that's 45 minutes of your time. It's still a big chunk.
And then on top of that, people want to charge all this money to go places, and you're already spending an arm and a leg on gas or what have you to get there, feed yourself, and so that just goes into the topic, not specifically about the asylum, but all places then. The places that overcharge are just freaking outrageous, man. Oh my god. Can we swear on here?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Okay.
Of course we can swear. Fuck, 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 fuck.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Perfect. So the places that are just charging $1,000. Okay, back in the day when we went to the Conjuring House under Jen and Corey.
Were we 80?
2 years ago, back in the day, me.
Back in the day. Sorry.
So basically, back in our day, when we went to the Conjuring House, when it was under the ownership of Jen and Corey, they did amazing. They are the energy they give off. They are so down to earth, and they did amazing running that property. $600 for the night. They were so overbooked. Now.
That's a night, by the way. That's from
yes.
6 p.m. up until, what was it, 8 a.m.?
Yeah.
That's almost 12 hours.
They were so overbooked because...
It's over 12 hours.
You're not overcharging. Think how much money we had to spend to get there on food, on gas, whatnot.
I feel like it wasn't that much. Besides the hotel.
It could have been more, yeah. It could have been more. But it still, you know what I mean? But they were so booked. And then, okay, so I'm also friends with Dan Clays on Facebook, and... something he mentioned right on the post is he was like, listen, I charge a cheap amount because I get booked a year in advance, charging a smaller amount to make it more affordable for everybody, versus, he straight up said it, there are a lot of the places that charge $1,000, and then they want to charge you more if you have followers.
Yeah.
Or
I
if
don't
you want to
understand
film. They actually aren't making that much money because they're only getting 5 groups a year, and those are the places that are doing these events too. Then, because they have to make up that extra money. But then they want to say, "Oh, but we need to charge that much to keep up maintenance." But you're chasing away people. You're chasing away. You're trying to secure more wealthy paying clients, but you're actually chasing away. Like, you could reach way more people being just affordable to all and saying like the middleman.
Yeah. So quick shout out to Daniel Clays for keeping it cheap. We haven't gone yet, but we
When we
respect
can.
you. So my sweet Danny baby boy, if you want to hop on the pod, let us know.
Also, Dan doesn't even actually know. Okay, so Dan and I have chat a few times, and I don't think he realizes he wants to investigate Shane's cousin's house really bad, and they went to high school together.
So we're trying to get in there before sweet baby boy. I don't know why I keep
Calling
calling him that. Sorry,
Yeah,
I respect
feel
him.
like
I respect
that's
him.
rude. Shane's being goofy. But no. Yeah, we're gonna get in there before Dan gets in there. No offense, Dan. Don't say that. Oh my god.
I'm gonna bleep that out.
Yeah,
Or will
you're
I?
gonna have to, because not everyone understands your sense of humor, so you gotta ease them into that.
That's why
this
there's
is just
a
a
podcast.
pilot.
This is just the pilot. We're going
gotta-
0 to 100, baby.
Yeah, you gotta like ease them into that, Shane. Baby steps, you know. This is like our baby. It doesn't even know what a diaper is yet. Like,
If you can't hang,
like it's still peeing in our face.
listen. If you can't hang, I'm gonna pee in your face, basically. Okay. What were we talking about? Sorry, we got into peeing, which is a different podcast that I'm on. No, I'm kidding.
So, basically, shout out to the people that are not overcharging. Oh my God, Greystone Manor really
Greystone,
wasn't terrible.
Whole House.
Whole
I
House.
just yelled into the mic. Whole House is given we're the trial and basically the first and only not celebrity
then
people
Tim
in
Shaw,
there.
yeah. Celebrity people have been up in there. Van Horn. Amazing
absolutely.
prices. Oh my gosh.
Sweetest old lady that works there.
Yeah, oh my God.
I want to take her home with me.
Take me home tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, it just sucks that all these places are, charging exorbitant amounts. Is that the correct word? Exorbitant amount of monies? Nope. An exorbitant amount of money. Yeah, that's
Monies.
Hey. These places
Obscene
charging
amounts.
Obscene. That's a better word I can
That
understand.
makes it like
impossible.
Literally impossible for everyone to go. Because you know what? It could be a good lump sum of money, and then people get their friends together, and it makes it affordable, and more people can go then. But then, you want to tack on, $1,000 if you come here. Oh, more money if you have over 10,000 followers. Oh, you want to film? Paying more. And it just gets to a point where it's like, I'd rather just not investigate there because I can find haunted locations that have never been found.
Which we have done.
We have done.
Multiple times.
I think we're going to continue to do it too, to be quite honest
absolutely.
with you. Yeah. We've got a good thing going for it. We've gotten very, how people say, like, there's a calling, or like Cody and Sarah Torrey, how they say that couple, they get energy, they gain energy, and spirits are drawn to them.
I have no idea who that is, but okay.
Okay, so the couple, we were watching something on them, you probably don't remember, but, so I feel like if this is your calling, we've gotten really, really, do you know that we get very good evidence, and thank goodness for it, because I don't know, I think we're on the right track. We're doing what we're meant to be doing. We're doing our calling and our passion, and I think it shows because the spirits talk to us.
No, absolutely.
We love them and they love us.
Yeah, we love them. We don't trash talk them.
No.
We don't.
Shane learned his lesson there. Oh my gosh.
We're not going to talk about that. That's
not yet.
That's far down the road.
That's definitely a whole nother episode.
Nother episode.
I'm trying to think of what other owners have actually done really well with pricing and everything. There's a few of them in the area that really don't overdo it by any means.
I know there's Iron Island that's relatively cheap.
It is. Just
Lockport Caves.
the guided tour is like amazing.
That's
I
another
can't
thing.
wait for what's Lockport Caves? What do they charge?
I don't remember. Not stupid.
I was gonna say I don't think it was that bad either, and I'm very, very. We need to call during the week.
Plus, I have an idea for that. Instead of paying, it's underground, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll go however far away. We'll get some shovels or maybe a bulldozer. We'll just dig into the ground. We'll get there. Bada bing, bada boom, free.
Wow, that's a great idea.
Yeah. But I wanted to talk about Rolling Hills and the stuff that was lost in the footage.
Yeah.
Because it sucks so bad that I was devastated that footage was gone.
That's what I was gonna say too. Some of the stuff I experienced wasn't on camera, especially when I went with your sister. I will say they opened up a couple different rooms when I had went there for the chaperone or the school field trip, right? And there was, there's that room that was open, and then the room with the tub in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
We were getting so many hits there, and then they
Even
opened
on our
up
video.
the room down there. Like, the room down here wasn't open before, and it was actually used for torture and abuse. And you went in there, and we actually were getting huge responses, and I can't remember, because like I said, when I channel, I completely just blank out, and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to remember, because that's why we need a camera. I don't know. People that channel totally get it, because there's light trans, and then, like,
I don't think you can say that anymore.
Light trans medium?
There you go. Anyway, but now I get what
Light
you're saying, yeah.
medium, and then, yeah. And I go really, really deep into that trans, and then I
basically, she picks up and she's so focused on that, talking to the spirits that, nothing else matters to her at the moment because she spaces out, blanks out.
That's not what happens.
No, it's not what happens.
No.
What happens?
So, like, basically when I channel, it's the spirit communicating through me, and it's basically like it's not information I'm saying, it's information they're saying,
Yeah,
and it's not for me to remember, so it's like, because it's basically not me talking in a way. It is, but it's just, I'm channeling it, so I'm just like, I'm like the radio for the spirits, and it's like, I don't remember what plays through,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, she's all groggy and stuff after.
Yeah.
She's out of it. You've probably seen in the doll videos how she, after picking up on the stuff, she's just out of it.
Especially.
Yeah. And then we just toss her to the side, put it back in the bag, and we can,
Because I'm a piece of equipment.
get the equipment out.
If you've seen that status.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to talk about the experiences that me and Matt had at Rolling Hills. Because again, the footage of the camera, the footage
Footage was lost.
The footage on the camera that I was using, there we go, is lost. It's gone. And it devastated me to my core. I would check every day.
Couldn't recover it.
Couldn't recover it. I tried multiple different recovery softwares. Couldn't get it.
When me and the girls found you guys, though, you were really a mess. And
Don't spoil anything, but
left me in the dark.
Again, as much as, all the quirks that Rolling Hills has, in my opinion, it's still one of my favorite places in terms of evidence. Once you get past all that other bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna remember what I can, because it was like almost 2 years. Maybe it was 2 years ago. It was relatively
just about, because that was a little bit after our Conjuring experience.
Yeah, and then we post months after and all that. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna try to remember in order and everything I can. Also, the sun's like shining off the car, and it's like blinding me, so I can't see. But so basically, we broke off into two groups. It was me and Matt, and then Alex and the other girls that were with us.
Lexi and Vale.
Lexi and Vale, yeah. And so, I guess first off, from what I remember, is we were in the room with all the beds, and why are you laughing?
I was gonna say, what
can't say it. I have to bleep that out. You're just causing me to edit more. Anyway, so me and Matt were in this big room, a bunch of beds in it. We assume that's where people sleep in general, whatever. Maybe they should put them there. I don't know. But we were hearing like knocking. You're still laughing. I was attacked I was assaulted.
No,
This is
I'm
funny,
listening. I don't know if I've heard that's in detail. I'm listening.
And yeah, but we were hearing knocking, tapping, maybe even footsteps. We don't know. From what I'm remembering, again, it was a while ago. This is not a major thing, so I'm not remember it properly. Maybe But there was just like so much going on right off the bat. Me and him being alone, and nothing much happened in that room. But we left there, and then we were going down, or we're going up, and we were going down a flight of stairs, and then I got the worst pain in my ribs. Like, I don't know if you know what floating rib is, where like your rib kind of like I used to get a lot as a kid, but like my ribs would be in so much pain, like I couldn't walk. It was I don't know why. It doesn't happen anymore, but I got that pain. It hurt so bad. And Matt's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm dying." Like, as soon as I stepped off the last stair is when it happened. Maybe I'm just out of shape. Well, I'm out of shape, but maybe like I stepped. I don't know, but it hurt so bad. It was. I forget what side it was. I think it was. I used my right hand. It was this side because I was recording while I was. Because I don't stop for the content. But I was in so much. It was so bad. Why are you laughing again at me? Is my pain funny to you?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, but we were worst pain in my life. Could have been paranormal. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Well, didn't the dude though that had toured us? I'm almost positive he actually said some people experienced body pains from because some of the patients had like tuberculosis and some of the patients had like other diseases and other things that cause
yeah
bypassing.
Rolling Hills had like a bunch of different kind of patients. They had mental patients, TB, tuberculosis. It was a hodgepodge of different stuff. It was mostly mental illness, or up until the TB thing, and they housed those people. But anyway, after that, we got the SLS camera out, and we're going to another room full of beds. And then I remember Matt standing next to it. I think this is in the video, some of it.
Something laid on the bed, didn't it?
No, it didn't lay. It was like hunched up against like the metal bed frame. And I only showed for a split second. I moved the camera, I moved it back, and it wasn't there. But I'm pretty sure it's in the video. I don't know. I don't watch my stuff. But yeah, we got a figure on the SLS, like leaning up, like knees in the
Hunched
chin.
up.
Yeah, hunched up, like leaning up against it.
Fetal position.
Yeah. So that I'm pretty sure that's in the video because I know the footage is on the computer, so it might be. So that happened, and then this is where we get into the spooky stuff. Okay, spooky. Now I'm gonna preface my story by saying this: you see Zach Bagans a lot get not possessed, but I'm gonna use quotes here you guys can't see.
Energy hijacked.
Yeah, we'll do that, or very sensitive. Which I think I am from what you've told me.
You are definitely, for your moods to shift and for you to feel so much like that. And usually when you shift, you feel very emotional. And that would be somebody that's very sensitive to energies.
Yeah. So I'll say I had a Zach Bagans moment then. As much as I don't want to use that word, that's the only way I can just describe it.
You were getting psychically attacked for sure. That it's something like you were taking on energy that was not your own.
Yeah, but so me and Matt, this is where the story gets good. Me and Matt were walking into the electroshock therapy room, right? Mm-hmm. We got so much. We got voices. We were hearing knocking. We heard voices with our own ears. This room was awesome. Okay. And we had the REM pod in. Did we have the REM pod at the time? We did.
I think.
We had the REM pod, yeah, because it was in. So we used it in the morgue when I was on the table. But we had the REM pod out. I was thinking either the REM pod or the Flex, but it was definitely the REM pod. We had the REM pod out, and it was going off nonstop. We would ask it questions, it would go off. It would coolest experience ever, okay? But then it got to a point where I start feeling like I was anxious. I don't know. I felt claustrophobic. I felt anxious. I felt and this is where it gets the Zach Bagans more. I got very, very hostile, especially towards Matt, because I was tweaking out and he started laughing at me, and I wanted nothing more than to take my camera, this expensive camera, and just, put it in his mouth and just squeeze down,
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, like I wanted to hurt him,
Yeah.
I was telling him to fuck off and go away for a minute, and he did. He went down the hall, and I was in there by myself talking to these spirits, right? Like freaking out. Matt's in a whole different room now. I'm talking to whatever's in there with me. I'm tweaking out. And then I go into that one, that one other side room that's in the electroshock shock therapy room. It's got like no windows.
I didn't get a chance to go in there.
You were in there with me when I tweaked out with you.
You left me in the dark, so I didn't.
Yeah, it was
see
in that
anything.
room. Well, there's nothing in there. That's the thing. I went in there. I was like in the corner, like huddled up, and like my arms around like my chest or something, like just standing there. And Matt walked back in. He was like, "Where's Shane?" I'm like, "Matt," and I had to talk. I'm like, "Matt, we're good. I'm sorry, but I'm good now. I just gotta get out of here because I want to hurt you right now, but not right now. Like that's exact face meme.
Not right now.
Right now. Yeah, that's literally what it was.
And then we met up with you. And
one more thing before that.
Mm-hmm.
It was the chair. Mm-hmm. So we get out of there. We're walking around. I don't know whatever else happened. We were walking around basically, and then there's a hallway. It's called Shadow Man Hallway, right? Something like that. We'll call it the Shadow Man Hallway, where people have witnessed seeing a bunch of shadows, and then the owner described people seeing crawlers, which is a shadow person crawling on the ground, which me and Matt were not okay with. Even for me, like regular shadow person, whatever, I can take them. But if your limbs don't work and you're crawling towards me, gross. I'm gonna go.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying that freaks me out,
Aww.
And there's a wheelchair at the end of it, at the end of the hallway, that if you sit in, you'll start to get pushed, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And then I sat down in it. I'm asking questions. I'm telling the spirits, "Hey, can you take me to my room? I'm lost." And then the wheelchair starts fucking moving. Okay, I'm like, I did not believe in that part at all going into that. I'm thinking like,
even though maybe you saw me move in the wheelchair during the thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe the floor is like uneven or something, right? And then I'm moving, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm going the wrong way." And as soon as I say that, the chair stops. Okay, I'm like,
yeah, because you were going backwards, and they were saying that was like a safety thing because
there's stairs behind you. Yeah.
Well, there were stairs, and then right after the stairs, there's a ramp that goes into the basement for people that couldn't use the stairs. So then I was just
that's why I'm thinking. Okay, maybe the floor is uneven. I'm going backwards, but I say, "Hey, I'm going the wrong way." As soon as I say that, the chair stops, and then I try to move the chair back to where it was originally, and the chair's not fucking moving. It's like moving but you're getting stopped. And when that happened, I jumped up. I'm like, I did. I was like, that uncool. What was the coolest thing ever? But that made me believe that, okay, maybe the floor's not uneven.
Yeah.
Because that freaked me out to my core.
Well, because I remember during the walkthrough, I had sat down in the chair, and, I know I sat down in a way where it should not have pushed backwards the way it did, too. Because it did push back. I sat down, and then I got tugged a little bit, and the guy saw it, and he was like, "I wasn't sure if you pushed back into it, or if that was actually..." I was like, "Yeah, no, I just felt something, completely tugged me back a little." But nothing major like that. But then, after all that happened to you, we had found you right after you were like, "Matt, I gotta get out of here." Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know what was going on, and Shane was freaking out on me. He was being, not nice, too. It was, weird. He was, oh my god, it was like a fucking fever dream. You were, flashlight in your face. You were like, "I gotta get out of here."
Yeah, but...
And I was like, wait, I haven't been in this room. And you were like, no. And he left me alone in the dark with no flashlight, because the other people had walked away completely, so, which was not like Shane. I was like, "Shane, what the fuck? I'm in the dark. I cannot see where the frick I am."
And we kind of argued because you got mad at me that I was
not too bad. I was like, "Hey, what the fuck is going on?"
And then I'm like, "Alex, this is not me." But that was
You were definitely not.
That was our Zach Bagans and Aaron Goodwin. I was Zach Bagans, of course, and you were the bald-headed, bearded man.
Yes.
But that Rolling Hills, all in all, in terms of the investigation and the experiences, I'm giving it a literal 10 out of 10. I would go back. I honestly would go back, given the quote unquote poorly managed.
I wouldn't.
I know you wouldn't. You guys didn't have much happen, right? In terms of when we split up.
Yeah, no, I think that is truly because I think spiritual eyes were on you guys. I mean, we were barely even getting a tap or a creak from the building.
You mean, Matt, it was nonstop. It was crazy. I would definitely go back given the circumstances of the place. Absolutely.
I would if it was under a different ownership. Like, if the woman wasn't there and it's just a guy, yeah. But, like, for the money and for the time spent, no.
It's definitely not worth the money, but if I was, if I saved up specifically for that.
And it's not that $600 is a lot of money for the place that it is, but they don't give you enough time.
Yeah, listen, we're not trying to come off, like, cheap and, like, complaining how everything's, like, so expensive.
No, we don't mind paying for, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm a business owner. I run the psychic mediumship, and like we're not like cheapo people that are like,
no,
you know what I mean. But yeah, we're willing to pay, obviously, because I understand time, energy, and keeping up with the building. I don't understand overcharging and not giving people enough time to even explore the whole building.
You gotta have like a sense of value. Like, is am I $600 for this amount of time? Is that worth it? Am I gonna have enough time where I'm not stressed out about filming certain things?
And the walkthrough. I mean, the historical walkthrough that they give you. If that didn't take an hour and a half out of that time, maybe it would be more worth it, possibly. But the fact
I'd probably say so.
Yeah, the fact that you have to get that tour during your time that you paid, I think that's really what takes it away. And then how rude the owner is, I think just is a no for me. I don't like to support. You know what I mean? I don't support negative people in this field. And actually, a few people on Facebook, like in the paranormal field, have said that, like, oh, Alex Jess is the one that calls out the frauds in the field, because I've definitely called out bigger names in the field.
But yeah, this was our first episode of That Haunted Podcast. I think we did pretty good, right?
We did.
Fist bumps. You guys can't see, but we just did fist bumps. Cooper, fist bump. Cooper's here, by the way, with us. Fist bump.
Yes, he was a very good boy for this whole process.
Yeah. Yeah, that was episode 1 of That Haunted Podcast. We hope to do more of these. Maybe down the road more frequently. Who knows? We'll see. We're uploading these is probably gonna be a little sporadic until we get our footing in this. Again, whole new thing for us.
Yes, but we won't keep them releasing on Saturdays. We're just doing that for the pilot one, and then afterwards, I believe we're gonna be posting them on Mondays.
Some weekday we'll see. But probably Mondays. Yeah, that's our plan. But thank you for listening or watching. I don't know what to say.
Thank you for listening in on our podcast, tuning in. If you guys think that you might have any ideas as to maybe a topic ahead of time, maybe we will take requests.
You just remind me of something.
And then...
Go on.
I don't know what I was saying anymore.
But episode 2, we're probably going to do a little Q&A thing. So, if you have any questions, type them up in the comments. And we'll try it. Maybe we'll answer it. Maybe we'll give you some attention. Yeah? All right. Thank you for listening to That Haunted Podcast. We will see you next time. Don't forget to like the podcast or follow the podcast if you're on Spotify. And subscribe to our YouTube, S.A.W. Paranormal. We'd really appreciate it. S.A.W. Paranormal. We really appreciate it. Hit that notification bell, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you, and goodbye.